Before we get into specifics about the game, I want to ask you about your time at Boise. Of course, you came from Boise to the Aztecs program a year ago, so you still know a few guys on that team. This Boise State team sitting in first place right now, technically, in the Mountain West Conference. Just how good are they?
Oh, they're good. They got a lot of guys that work extremely hard and, put in the time. And I had an amazing experience when I was there. And, those guys are doing a really good job coaching and leading those guys, and the players are responding. So I'm really proud of the success they're having so far, for sure.
Does it help when you're going against a team that you have knowledge of with their coaching staff and some of their tendencies? I'm sure Dutch is always digging into your knowledge when you're taking on Boise.
No, for sure. It definitely helps just understanding the little things, that gets guys going and gets guys fired up, and, just how guys respond in certain situations and where we can take advantages here and there. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the players out on the floor making plays and making decisions and making reads. So, about 5 minutes in the game, all of the energy that's directed towards, a former coach that was there, that goes away, and the players just get out there and start playing.
Coach, you guys talk so much about consistency game to game, but in a season of inconsistency with what we're dealing with and, dealing with all of this, where is the biggest challenge come when it's keeping that consistency going in a good way? Has it been the challenge physical or more mental?
Definitely more mental. Because, there's so many different ways that guys, are used to, getting their outlets first and foremost, whether it be them going and hanging out with their friends or, just a typical day where, they get done with practice and they go eat, with people that they're comfortable eating with or hanging out with. And now just to have these guys in a situation where they're basically in a pod and, just have to stay to themselves, that can take a mental toll on you. And then when you start talking about basketball, just the concentration that it takes to stay locked in, especially when the games are so close together. We play Boise today, and then we turn around and play them again Saturday. And, credit to our guys for being able to lock in a lot of these series and even responding in adversity when we've lost games in the series. It's not easy for sure.
Health is always a concern as we get to this time of the year, Coach, with the conference tournament looming and obviously, hopefully, an appointment in March Madness. Give us an update right now. Who's banged up? Who's 100%? Where are we health-wise with the team?
I think we're pretty good. I mean, guys are trying to, of course, this late into the season, everyone's got a little injury here or there, a little knick-knack, a little pain in certain areas, discomfort. But, for the most part, our guys are battling through all of the things that they're dealing with. And, Sergio, our athletic trainer, is doing a phenomenal job of keeping these guys healthy and keeping them engaged. And even if there is something that keeps a guy out of practice or whatever, they're on the sideline. They're trying to put in their work. So we've been very, very fortunate this year to, stay healthy, even given the time that we haven't had on the court to practice as much as we normally would given normal circumstances.
So will we see Lamont Butler tonight?
That's the plan. I don't see Lamont missing a game. I mean, Lamont is one of those guys that is durable and wants to be out there. So I don't see him missing any time or missing a beat. He was out there yesterday, getting his shots out and working out a little bit. So we plan on definitely seeing him out there.
Coach, every game is important to get to where you guys want to be, but how important is a series right now with Boise State? Still a ways out from the Mountain West Conference tournament, but how important is it to sort of come down the stretch with a couple of games like this against a team that's going to challenge you?
Well, it's great because, this is what you do it for. You practice and you prepare to put yourself in a position to win a championship, and every game is vital in that quest. But this series has put both teams in a position to where they control their own destiny. And so for us, we want to go out there and do what we've done all year, which is play together, defend and rebound, take care of the basketball, and really go out there and let it be known that we're the best team in the Mountain West. That's our goal every time we step out on the floor, and so I know our guys won't shy away from it.
The one thing that really has been interesting to me about this year's team, Coach, as opposed to last year where your 5 starters were pretty consistent game in and game out. And we've discussed this before. That has not been the case this year. I mean, even in this 8-game winning streak and you're winning by substantial margins, it seems to be a little bit of a different scenario each game. Like the box scores never seem to look the same on who's scoring the points, who's getting the rebounds. Is that just the personality of this team? And I'll ask you what I've asked you before. Would you like to see maybe a little more consistency individually from this team?
Well, at the end of the day, you just want to see a W at the end of each game. So for us, it just comes down to our guys are, credit to them. They're wherever offensively the ball is being directed. They lock in and they look for mismatches. They look to execute offensively. Defensively, I think the interesting thing about the group this year is we are high energy transition offensive team. We get up and down on offense and transition, and it starts with our defense. And so that's why a lot of times, we spend probably 75% of the time in transition on offense because our defense is doing a good job and allowing us to get out and get early opportunities. And so we're free flowing offense and transition. And I think that's why a lot of times the numbers are skewed a little bit game to game. But for us, I mean, the beautiful thing about this group is the leadership that, we always talk about with Jordan and Matt, them setting the tone, and then the unselfishness by, the seniors, Joshua and, Terrell Gomez and Trey Pulliam, those guys all just figuring out whatever it takes to win the game. And that's the beauty of having a really good team is, there is no one guy that's going to win a game for you. It's going to take everybody. And then from game to game, depending on who a team cues in on and tries to take things from, we go in the other direction, like you saw at Fresno State where Trey Pulliam stepped up and gave us a huge surge in that game. It was his night. And so, we plan on letting that be our mantra for the rest of the year. Just playing through the guy that's hot and continue to share the wealth throughout the course of the game.
Coach Chris Acker with us, San Diego State basketball tonight against Boise State. You will hear the game right here beginning at 5 o'clock. Coach, you've seen many of these being a coach. Senior night in which during a normal season, the Aztecs would be honored, those seniors. And our very own John Schaefer asked Jordan Shackle at the virtual press conference yesterday how much of not being able to experience that this year because of the situation. He seemed to downplay it a little bit, but you can see a little bit there. What is your message to the seniors on a night that is where they get honored?
Well, I mean, obviously they want their families to be there, but I know all of Aztec Nation wants to be there to support these guys. Jordan and Matt, especially, these guys have poured in so much to the organization. And I even remember being at Boise, just, watching them and following them and seeing them out there on the floor. It seems like they've been here forever. And so, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of something so special like this. And for those two guys to put in the work that they put in for this organization and to not be celebrated physically with everybody being there, it is a little disheartening for those guys because you feel for them. But at the same time, I know that, Jordan, he knows how much he's beloved by everyone in San Diego. Same thing with Matt. Those guys know and understand. And, I just pray on social media that everybody shows them love for these next 2 games and just, pours their heart out to them. And anytime they see them, just tell them thank you for what they've done for this program, because it's something that you don't see too often with all of the guys across the nation transferring, to have these guys here for as long as they've been here and to be able to have the success that they've had while they've been here is why I'm really excited and feel fortunate to go into battle with these guys in this particular game because, they're champions. So just hoping for the best for them, wanting to finish the season strong and just, I know their families are really, really proud of them, just like we all are.
Well, it's very simple. Win these 2 games against Boise, and at the very least, it looks like the Aztecs will win at least a share of the Mountain West Conference regular season championship. Coach, it is always a pleasure. Good luck tonight.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys having me on at Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs there.
Yes.
Chris Acker joining us right there.